Hey guys, hope you can hear me. Professor Bates here. I wanted to talk a little bit about the works cited page for this last essay. So let's see if we can share out here and show you a couple of things. Um, Now, again, I recommend that you try to get this works cited done before you even write your essay. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's such an important part of what you're doing. Um, and it's frankly kind of tough. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's one of the hardest things I think some students say, although it really shouldn't be. Um, let's see if we can go to the database of articles, and I'll show you kind of how I would do it. Don't just blatantly copy this, but hopefully it'll give you some ideas. So let's go to Blackboard. And then slow, but that's okay, I guess. Come on. All right. And then we go to our class. All right. Now let's see if I can split the screen up a little bit. Let's have this on one side. And then on the other side, I'm going to open up a Word document. Now, if you remember, I talked to you guys about templates a while back. I'm going to do a little something here where I'm not going to use a blank document. I'm going to type in MLA top, and I'm going to pick a MLA style 9th edition paper template. Okay. Now notice I'm going to have to fix all this stuff. This is going to be where my essay is going to go. I'll delete these pictures. But notice we've got a works cited page. Now there's a couple of things I need to do here. First of all, that's supposed to be centered and it's not. So let's see if we can do that. Okay. Now, this is going to remind me of kind of what I'm putting in there and the fact that I have to do a hanging indent. Now, I guarantee you I'll have some students forget to do this, but I've really looked for it. And that is the idea that you're left justified on this line. But if you go to a second line, you indent it 5 spaces. Same thing with a third and a fourth and a fifth line if you had them. It's called a hanging indent because the last name of the author hangs out on the left side, making it easier to find. Let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's go over here to Module 5. And let's open up the scholarly articles. All right, let's say I wanted to use this one, teachers should not carry guns. Let's see if we can open it up. All right, now we've got a little bit of information here, but not a whole lot in terms of who wrote this. This gives us a little bit more information, but we're going to have to probably, do a little bit of investigation to get this going. But let's just say we'll go with what we have here. So who wrote it? Tracy Walder. So over here under author's last name, notice it's kind of grabbing all of them there. I don't really want to do that, but that's okay. I'm going to put Walder, Tracy. That's my author's last name. All right, what's the name of this story? Well, it's called Teachers Should Not Carry Guns Despite Alarming School Shootings. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put it in the second position. All right, now notice what it did. It took the whole formatting over there. I don't want that. These are Times New Roman 12. So I'm going to make this Times New Roman 12. You need to work the same. All right. Now, Don't worry about, the fact that my formatting's kind of weird looking here. I'm just trying to get the information in there. I'll clean it up as best I can. Teachers should not carry guns despite alarming school shootings. All right, now I'm going to italicize that. All right. Now it says city name, publisher, year, and type of medium. Well, we may not know a lot of that stuff, but let's get as much as we can. It says Tracy Walder used to work for the CIA. She now teaches this. She's the author of this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Do we know the name of this website? Well, it says Google News. So I'm just going to go with that. In other words, this is published by Google News. Now, I can't tell. Well, no, there's a date right there, 05/29 of 22. All right, so I can put a date now. Google News, May 29 of 2022. And in the old days, we used to put the word web. If it showed up on the web, there's nothing wrong with that. I think, it's still acceptable. I'm going to just put WEB. All right. What that means is Tracy Walder wrote this. What did she write? Teachers should not carry guns despite alarming school shootings. Where did that appear? Google News. When did that appear? May 29th of 2022 on the web. All right, so I just kind of want to give you an idea of how you go about documenting these sources. Now, in a couple of cases, you may not find everything you need in the article, so I tried to at least give you the acknowledgments page. And what you'll notice here is this is in your book under the heading acknowledgments. And it's got everything you need for your works cited. Notice it says Parker, Kathleen. Yes, it's come to this. It's time to arm teachers. That was in the Washington Post on June 3rd, 2022. And off we go. Hopefully that gives you an idea of kind of what you're going to be doing here. So that's one article. Then I'm going to do a second article and a third article. All right. Now remember, once you get these other two in here, you got to put it in alphabetical order. Since Walder starts with W, you can almost bet that I'm going to have to cut it and paste it at the bottom, because I'll probably get something like this that start with K or G, and those will go above it. All right. Okay, guys. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense. Make sure you're looking at the exercises in the book. Those will also give you some help with your works cited.